Hello, my name is Kimberly and I'm an SPRA fitness instructor. Today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about your balance. So balance is something that we should be doing throughout our day and challenging our balance and working on our balance if we want to see our balance maintained as we age, or if you want to see some improvements to our balance. So let's get started. This segment today will be about 10 minutes long, so I won't take up too much of your time, but this will be a very valuable segment for you. So for starters, you'll notice that I have a chair, as I do for most classes here. So a chair for a little bit of support and balance. So I can use that chair at any time. If I really need that chair for support, usually it will be in front of you. If I need that chair for support, I'm going to be holding on with two hands for balance and support. If you don't need that chair for that much balance and support, I would encourage you just to do your fingertips or hands hovering above the chair. And then you can just use that chair as you need to. You also might feel more comfortable actually doing the exercises seated, and that is just fine too. If that is your preference, then feel free to sit down and do the exercises seated. So let's just start by warming up the body a little bit. Before I do any sort of exercise, even anything as simple as balance, I like to warm up the body just a little bit. So let's start with a nice easy march and getting those hands moving. Once again, we could be having that chair for support standing behind the chair. I will be beside so that you can see what I'm doing with my feet. And as well, you can be sitting on the front half of your chair at the same time here. That is just fine too. I will give you seated options for your balance work as well. You'll also notice I do have a water bottle here so that I can have a couple sips of water throughout class as well. Really important when we do any sort of physical activity to have some water at the same time or during class, and then even having water all throughout our day to stay hydrated. Okay, let's keep going. So whether you're sitting or standing, both are just fine. Let's start moving the rest of our body. So let's do a nice big shoulder roll up, back, and down. And this helps to warm up the shoulders, to reset our posture as well. So a couple things I want to talk about just as we get that blood flowing is what's called our ABCs of posture. And what our ABCs stands for is A stands for abdominals. So think about pulling the abdominals in or the belly button to spine. B stands from bum. So maybe thinking about abdominals in, bum tucked. So you can see I really kind of neutralize my spine when I do that. If I have my abdominals in, my bum tucked, chest is lifted, and chin is tucked. And then I have a really nice posture where my ears fall over my shoulders, shoulders fall over my hips, and my hips over my ankles. And really that's what we want to look for our posture. Unfortunately, throughout our day, we are on our devices and we tend to do this more and more throughout our day. So you can see I've rounded my spine, I've rounded my upper body, and if we're like this, that's going to be really hard on our posture and in turn our balance over time if that is what we are doing throughout our day. So that little A, B, C's of posture is really good for us to remind ourselves all throughout our day. Okay, that's been a few minutes of warming up here. We should have that blood flowing just a little bit. Feel free to just go for a couple more minutes or a couple more seconds here if you'd like to feel warmed up. You can always pause the video at any time if you just feel like you're still a little cool before we get started. But we don't have to have our heart rate really high before balance. I just wanted a little bit of blood flow. Okay, let's start with our balance. So let's just bring those feet down to a low march here, just bringing that heart rate back down a bit. So remember, you always have that chair for support. So once again, level 1, you need that chair for support. Level 2, fingertips on the chair just in case you need it. And level 3, hands are hovering. And I will be to the side using that chair so that you can see my feet. So let's start standing nice and tall, remembering those ABCs of posture. If you're preferring to do your exercises seated, please stay seated. I'll show you that option in just a second. So we're going to balance ourselves on one leg here. So press down into that foot, getting our balance on one side, and then we're just going to nice, slow and controlled lift one leg out to the side and then slowly lower. Press through the other foot, lift the other side. Great, and lower. Press the other side down, lift up. Nice, slow and controlled. You'll find our balance exercises, we tend to do those slower because the more slow and the more controlled we go, the harder that we actually work, the more we challenge our balance. Keep going if you're liking that standing. If you're going to try that seated, this is working those outer thighs or abductor muscles. So we're going to just have our hands in front and we're just going to gently press through the hands here, open and close to work those outer thigh muscles. Good. Now we aren't working our balance quite so much in the seated. We're balanced through the chair, but you'd still be working those abductor muscles by doing the same thing. That's it. Okay, just a few more. Again, if you're liking this standing, please continue doing it standing for just a few more. And one more each side. And we're always breathing, right? We're never holding our breath. Okay, this next one we're going to lean forward and back. So once again, if you're standing, you've got that chair in front of you. So in seated, I'm going to simply lean forward and then I'm going to lean back, making sure I'm breathing at the same time. So this is just a little challenge on our balance. And it will be some strengthening in our core, in both our rectus abdominis, our stomach muscles in front, and our back to support ourselves in our posture. If you feel like you're able to do this standing, stand behind your chair, so you have that chair for support. And my feet are going to be about hip width or shoulder width apart. I'm going to lean forward. As I lean forward, I can feel my toes grip in front. And as I lean back, I can feel my toes get nice and light and almost come off the floor, and I want to make sure I have that chair for support just in case. I'm going to lean forward, and I'm going to lean back. And you know, I have a wall right behind me, and I actually like that I have that wall. If I ever feel like I'm a little imbalanced, I could fall back against the wall. Wouldn't be my preference, but it would just be a backup in case I needed it. I could have that wall right behind that my shoulder blades just barely touch the wall as I come back. Good. That's great. Now, as we're doing our balance exercises, just a way that maybe throughout, as we're doing these, as you watch this video a few more times, you might want to progress how hard you work your balance. Maybe you're doing that by, level 1, level 2, level 3 for your hand position, but you could also have your eyes. So if I feel like I'm a little unsteady, then I might want to look at something straight ahead of me and keep my vision on that, whatever is right ahead of me. If I feel like I can challenge my balance a bit, I might look around the room at the same time as I'm doing this. And that's just a little harder on my balance. Ooh. That's why I'm going to keep that hand there for support. My level 3, I could close one eye. Well, you can already feel that that's a little harder. Or I could close both eyes, which really would challenge my balance. I really strongly suggest you have both hands on the chair if you're going to attempt the double eye close, just so that you make sure that you've got that support and that you don't ever have a fall. Okay, let's change up our balance exercises. Now let's have a split stride. And again, you can start this in seated. I'll show you in a moment. So you're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then you're going to lean forward, and then you're going to lean back. Again, you've got that chair. Normally you would have it in front of you. I have it to my side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm leaning forward and I'm leaning back. You could do the same thing seated. It would be fairly similar looking to the last one though, in that you're leaning forward and back, okay? But so if you're able to do this standing with that chair for support, I'd encourage you to do that. Now, if you're feeling like that's pretty easy, you've got that, Then I would encourage you to bring those feet. You can see right now they're about hip width apart. Bring those feet so that they're almost like you're walking a tightrope, one foot in front of the other. And then let's try that again. I've got that chair for support in case I need it. And you would have that chair in front, so you can have both hands there again, whatever level you choose. Now, if I feel like, boy, I've got that, I feel like my balance is good today, I could bring my heel and toe together in front, and then I would do the same thing, rock forward and back. Now again, listen to your body. How are you feeling? If that's a challenge for you, if you're feeling a little wobbly, then I'd encourage you just to stay with that. If you feel like you could do a little bit more, I might take one arm and lift and lower it. So I've got one hand on the chair here, and you can lift and lower. And maybe alternate which arm comes up. Then we're working on that range of motion of your shoulder there as well. Good. Okay, let's do the other side. So now the other foot forward, other foot back, again starting hip width apart, remembering that you can also do this seated. Standing, you'll get a little bit more challenge in your balance. I've got that chair for support. Rocking forward and back. Good. Again, reminder about those ABCs of posture. Abdominals in, bum tucked, chest lifted, and chin tucked. Posture really is the foundation of good balance. If we are rounded forward, then our center of gravity is way far in front of us, and then our balance will be severely affected. Let's bring those feet one in front of the other here now, and let's try that again. So if nothing else, if we get that posture in good positioning, that will do wonders for our balance. If we do these 5 to 10 minutes of balance exercises throughout our day, that will increase our balance even more. And let's bring the heel and toe together here. Again, please feel free. If level 1 was enough of a challenge for you, then you're stopping at level 1. Progress to level 2 and progress to level 3. Don't feel like you have to join me right away at the beginning. Okay, let's lift up the hand. And again, you can do one hand, either one, and the other hand can be there for support. I might just do this arm because if I switch arms, I won't have any support whatsoever. But I would encourage you to do both arms because you're going to have that chair in front. You can do one hand at one point and then do a few of those and then the other hand for a few times. Okay? Okay, and 2 more here. Lifting the toe and the heel. And last time. Good. Okay. Give that just a little bit of a shake here. That's it. Good. Okay, good time to have a drink of water. So we're having a drink a few times throughout our class just to make sure we're staying hydrated. Good. Okay. So that was about 10 to 15 minutes of balance work. I'm glad you joined me today. I will definitely have some more balance exercises coming up in the future. But that was just a few exercises that are great, that help you with your balance and posture. And we know that balance is one of those things that doesn't improve as we age. It oftentimes gets worse. So we definitely have to practice our balance if we wanted to maintain our balance as we age. Thanks for joining me today. Again, my name is Kimberly. I hope to see you again real soon. Have a great day. Bye.